Oh, what's going on, people? How y'all doing? How's everybody doing? Yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day today. It's a good day to be in the day. Good day to be here. How y'all feeling? We're about to get started. I'm sorry I had to go pick mother-in-law up from the airport. She came in to see us, so we're glad about that. And so, welcome all of you that are coming. Welcome. So, today I want to kind of deal with some interesting issues. There we go. Today I want to kind of deal with some interesting issues, if you would allow me to. I'm not standing because I didn't plug the camera in, and so thank you for joining me. Last night's class was amazing. It was off the chain. I appreciate it. I thank you for being a part of it. We talked about some very interesting things, and in those things that we talked about, I really learned some stuff, and some things you guys said to me were very helpful. So everybody said, "Oh my, you gonna come hang out? You gonna come hang out?" Kendra's gonna come and say hi. My wife is gonna say hi. I am so happy. She got a shirt. We got the same shirt on. I didn't see she had the same shirt on. So, you know what? Are y'all okay?
Good morning.
There she is.
Hey, y'all.
There she is.
Everybody.
Oh my God.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.
She left. She's gone. Everybody saying hello. Everybody saying hi. Yes, one day I will get her to come on here. One day I'll get her to come on here and hang out with us. So, we talked, Mrs. Dallas. Never mind. We talked about resurrection and how the word resurrection means to stand up. It means it's time for you to stand up. That's what resurrection means. I'm sorry, I just had keys going everywhere. I told you guys I just got from the airport, so because yeah, Mrs. Dallas was supposed to go, but she was tired. Thank you, baby. I love you. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know I love you, woman. So, all right, now. Yes, Nikki, that's the hair I was talking about. That's her hair. I love her hair like that. Yeah, I love her hair like that. I just wanted to talk today. So standing up, standing, coming into your place and, standing up for the things that you believe and standing up for where you're supposed to be. This morning in my conversation with in my prayer time, I'll just say in my time of prayer, this morning I'm talking and as I'm talking to God, and that's my thing. And I don't like to sound like, I'm the only one to talk to God, don't nobody else talk to God. Everybody talks to God. But my time of meditation is in the morning. So in my meditation time this morning, it was just get something accomplished. So I got up this morning, I called Jessica up and I told her, I said, we're gonna get something accomplished today. I want us to understand one of the biggest challenges that a lot of us are going to have, and this challenge is with a lot of us that are happening now, and some of us that are coming into this thing. One of the things, good morning, Shauna. One of the things you have to understand is making something happen. Everybody on this live, everybody that follows us, we all have an idea. We have a vision. We have a thought process. And last night I was asked a question, and that question kind of spurred into some things when it came to business. But everybody has an idea. The difference in somebody being great and somebody being mediocre and somebody not being successful at all is action. It's the action. Did you make the action? Did you create the proper movement? My father used to tell me, never bring me the problem, bring me the solution. And so what happens to a lot of us is we have the ability to do something great. We just don't do it. The attack became, what are we willing to do to get it done? Yeah. What are we willing to do to get it done? Let's take a biblical principle. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Okay? God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So the action was, sacrifice my son. Abraham wanted to obey God, so he was sacrificing his son. What are you willing to let go to get where you're supposed to be? I have books and 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 teachings and books inside of me. But have I taken the time to spend a day making that stuff happen? We will spend our time doing a lot of different things, but very seldom do we take the time to make something happen. So, what are your ideas? What are your thought processes? The other thing you have to be careful of is because in the process of your idea and the thought processes, there's also this little thing called our fears, or the fact that we're not valuable, devaluing ourselves. Now, what does that mean? Because I'm not trying. That was our private meeting, so I can't throw anybody under the bus, and I'm not trying to. Last night I was asked, and the young lady said, "Okay, I've done everything I want. How do I find out where my parts are? Where are those parts that I need to deal with?" And I said, "Where are you?" And she said, "I'm here." I said, "Where do you want to be?" She said, "I want this, 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 this." And I said, "Well, have you done this?" "No." "Have you done this?" "No." "Have you done this?" "No." Now, it doesn't make her bad for not doing those things, but there's a perspective, and of the 5 things, I think number two was perspective. Number 2 is perspective. There's a perspective that, good job. There's a perspective that we all have to live in. Now, for those of you that are not a part of the ministerial group and you want that teaching, we ask for a donation for that teaching. If you're a part of us and you just missed the class, that's a horse of a different color. But if you're not a part of us and you want that teaching, because that teaching talked about the 5 things you needed to do to kind of get to a point where you rise or you're resurrected. So just let us know and we'll take care of that. But it's the perspective. So when you understand that, you have to understand your perspective from this standpoint. Your perspective is how you see yourself and how you see your world. Your perspective is how you see yourself and how you see your world. So, how you see yourself. Most of you see yourself as small. Let me tell you something really interesting. The show Superman versus Batman, the movie Superman versus Batman, gave me a reality check. It gave me a reality check. And let me tell you why it gave me a reality check. When I watch Superman versus Batman, because the camera is so close to Superman, Superman is presented as bigger than he actually is. You follow me? It's bigger than he actually is. So what happened was, when they showed Superman fighting with Zod on the movie and Batman was looking up, he was just so small. In comparison to the buildings, in comparison to everything, he was just so small. And something in my mind goes, we really thought the Superman was big, but Superman was a man that only handled one city. There's crimes going on in other cities. Superman wasn't there because he's so small. So that meant there's certain things Superman just can't move. He's Superman, but he's not that big. But what happens is we see ourselves as this small, insignificant ingredient in this very large world. But what you have to realize, if I stood next to Superman, you'd realize, number one, I'm taller than Superman. You realize he's big. You realize in the comparison of the perspective of my life, I'm not any different than anybody else. You're not any different than anybody else. But you've been convinced that you're less. The revelation I'm teaching about women right now is taking the world by storm. They don't get this because religion has never taught you this, but it is written in the Bible. Why? The power of the woman is what no one wants to talk about, because it wants to make men feel like they're more than they are, but not knowing that the ingredient in man is directly connected to the power or the strength that's in women. So what do? The difference in you and Calvin Klein is what he sacrificed. The difference in you and whatever big preacher you're talking about is what he sacrificed. The difference in being wealthy and being poor is what you sacrifice. Every place you want to go to is a sacrifice as an ingredient to get to the next level. Every place that you go to, your access is sacrifice. Your access is sacrifice. Why? Because sacrifice breaks who you think you are and allows you to be who you are, or who you're supposed to be. Breaking that bond. So sacrifice then becomes the key to your next level. What are you willing to let go of? If you look at your life and you go, okay, I like this, I like this, I like this. That's not sacrifice. When you look at your life and you begin to decipher, let's do this. Let's watch this. Watch this right now. Watch this. Okay. Everybody that's on Instagram and everybody that's on TikTok, watch me now. Watch this. I need you to go and share this and invite 10 people. And after you invite 10 people, I want you to give a thumbs up. You follow me? Everybody that's on YouTube, I want you to make sure you hit the like button, the like thumbs up. Everybody on YouTube, hit the thumbs up. Now watch, I'm gonna show you something here. If you're on Facebook, I want you to go invite something. I'm gonna show you something that's gonna happen. Everybody on here, if everybody does what I just asked you to do, we should increase by about 10, 20, probably about 100 people. But here's what happens. Some of you are gonna look at it and go, I can't do it. Some of you are going to look at the fact you can't do it because you're not close to your phone. Some of you are going to go, I don't have any friends. Everybody's going to have a reason. Even the ones that did it have some reason why they did it. And each person that did it is according to the perspective that they see in their lives. But here's what's interesting. Everybody ready for this? Here's what's interesting. I don't know how many of you thought to yourself, when Uncle Dallas said, share this, in your mind, did you think to yourself, how many people would love to be set free? How many people can I think of that would love to hear a good word? How many people can I think of that I can now do something in their lives to make their lives better? Or did you simply look at the fact of being obedient to what I asked you to do? Give me a thumbs up when you're done to share. Why? It's your perspective. See, you're looking at the perspective of what comes from you that you lose. And so what you're looking at is what it takes from you. When in actuality, you never look at what it does for someone else. Because that's the world we live in. We live in this world where everybody has to make sure they're okay. Make sure their thing is working. Make sure their thing does well. I told y'all, TikTok shut me down. We go between 65 and 100 and something people on TikTok. We're at 15 people because they stopped sharing the video. This is why we have apps. This is why we have all these things, so we can start dealing with the people and helping them build. But how many of you thought that? When I said go, everybody go invite 10 people. Go get click. Just go down, hit the little button down here. Where is it? Hit the little button down here, hit the people and do 10 people. How many people did it? Why? Here's why. Your perspective is wrong. And it's for all of us. Your perspective. Now, if you did it because I said do it, good perspective. But realize your sacrifice, I'm taking you someplace, your sacrifice should be beneficial to the people that you're helping. Your sacrifice should not just be a sacrifice, it should be beneficial. So when I was talking to one of my young friends, I said to her, you're thinking about trying to sell your product. You're not looking at how the product affects everybody. You're not looking at how this can change somebody. You're looking at how the product affects one person. I'm trying to sell cups, so I'm trying to get as many people as I can to buy cups. Why? Well, I worked hard on this cup. That's not why. The cup is going to give them an access they never had. There is your sacrifice. Your sacrifice is an access that other people didn't have. But if you look at it as a thing like, well, I'm not going to do what he tells me to do because I'm grown. I can do what I want to do. Yeah, I know. Then you wonder why you still stay in the same situation. I'm just saying. Let me put it this way. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'm here. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I do not ask or require anybody to do anything. But I give everybody all that I have. Out of those Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I'm going to do an evening. I'm about to do an evening because people can't get up sometimes in the morning because of the different time frames. Of those times, everybody that's a part of the mentoring group has told me, pretty much everybody has told me, you know what, I told my mom about it, told my sister about it, told my cousin about it, told my brother about it, I've been telling about it. So those perspectives says, I see you can help, here's how I'm doing that. But I don't charge anything to do this. I don't charge anything, but I do it. Why? Because I really want to help you get to the place that God has for you. I really want to help that. And so I do it. What are you trying to change? Who are you trying to help? Who are you trying to help? Who are you trying to fix and change and make? Because we will change them as long as it make us look good. We will change them. We'll change them as long as it makes us look good. I will go and say, well, you know what? The Lord showed this to me, and the Lord showed this to me, and the Lord showed this to me. And I said, okay. I was talking earlier today. I said, there is something that we deal with that, and I'm not going to deal with it here because you have to be a little bit more mature for me to talk about that. I'm going to say it, but I'm not going to deal with it. We have been treating the gifts, the revelational gifts, as if they were something that makes us look better and not giving God glory. I'll tell you an example. I am not a prophet. I carry the mantle of a prophet. God is the prophet, but we don't teach that. I am not an apostle. I carry the mantle of an apostle. You follow me? Because God gave me a name. So the name was not apostle. The name was not prophet. The name was not pastor. The name carried the mantle. And so when I'm in that position, that mantle applies. If I'm not in that position, that mantle does not apply. Because we think that spiritual things transcend into titles. I'm God's child. That's a transcendent attribute. I'm God's child. So that means that my wife doesn't have to call me Apostle Dallas. My wife calls me William, a boo, a babe. And what has happened to us in our religious mindset, we've adopted the fact that this is me all the time. Now, some people have cool names when they say that. And that's just their name. They've been called that so long, that's just their name. But the key becomes, that's who I am. When I understood that, I understood that God could send me to a place where people did not honor or respect the Bible or even like the church, and they could deal with me. Because what I didn't understand and what I want you to understand is the wisdom that you have is given to you. So it is your wisdom. But the source should always be reflective of God. So there are times when I cannot tell them I am Prophet Dallas or Pastor Dallas or Apostle Dallas. I have to say, what did you know? I think you should do that. What do you think I should do? This. Well, that's a good idea. Well, that's what God revealed to me. I know that's from my connection with God. Now I have them wanting to be God-like instead of wanting to be bishop-like or pastor-like or apostle-like. I don't want them to be like me. I want them to be like God. Christ kept pointing them to that. Your next level is going to take a sacrifice. And if you keep staying in that level, you go, why haven't I not moved? Have you let go of everything or just let go of the stuff that was comfortable? Why? Because you have to know tomorrow is in the hands of God. Tomorrow's not in my hands. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. But I do know this. He's going to give me my daily bread. He's going to give me manna that I need to take care of. He's going to give me a flame of fire by night and a cloud of smoke by day. He's giving me the principles that make things happen. Why don't I have $1 million? Because my life is full of distractions. William, not you, William. So now I have to sacrifice the distractions to reach the goal that God has given me. So that means on Thursdays, I can't talk to everybody and jaw jack, as my dad used to say. I have to put into action the things that he has given me so that they can produce what he said they're supposed to produce. Some of you have to understand the reason you were in that crazy relationship was because when you were in the relationship, it was not based on a good relationship. It was based on satisfying what you felt inside of you. It was based on satisfying the urge, the hunger, the desire to look a certain way, not to feel like somebody didn't like you, not to feel like you were lonely. It was that. It was never, how do I fix this thing? It was never that. And so now emotions are attached to it. That's why he got on your nerves, because an emotion is there. But if you were there to help your life be a better life, all the things that are within that are the things that make that ready or put you in that better position. You're not wealthy because you haven't made the sacrifices necessary to be there. You've made safe steps. You've never made sacrificial steps. I've learned that. When you learn to make sacrificial steps, plan sacrificial steps, you begin to learn something else. Mine is trusting people. I'm learning to do that. But do you know that I have books and teachings and things inside of me, and because I kept them locked inside, they never came out. So then I had people that came and volunteered to say, we're going to help you get this out, Uncle Dallas. We're going to help you get this out, Dad. And then all of a sudden, now I can see the purpose and the plan. There are those of you that are a part of us right now that are still kind of going, well. Listen, there are people that are going to fall off. That's just the way it is. There are people that are going to slip to the side. There are people that are going to, that doesn't mean they backslid. That just means we're not that cup of tea for them. So now it's time to move forward. It's time to now make some moves in our lives. It's time to realize we have 180,000 people following us. I'm not going to just throw your product up there because you are a part of us. I'm going to read your product. Y'all see that? I'm going to read your product. Y'all see that right there? Who is that at the top of that? Apostle Dr. Apostle Van Zant. I'm going to read your product. Why? Because if I don't read your product and your product says something crazy, then guess what happens? That's going to fall on me. Not only is it going to fall on me, it's going to fall on you as well. So the sacrifice becomes, I love you, but I'm not going to put you in a position where you fall or we fall. I honor each of those people that have that. So I'm reading those books. I'm reading through the books. We're going to put together a store that everybody can put their stuff through. That's a part of it. Write that down, Jessica. We're going to put together a store for us. Why? Because those that sacrifice deserve an opportunity to be at the next level. But here's what has to happen. You've got to promote this, and I don't know why I'm going down this road. I really don't. Normally I do. You've got to promote stuff for yourself. This is why I say, win the people, grow the people, share the videos, duet the videos. Why? Because if I get to 2 million people, the organization is at 2 million people. That means there's 2 million opportunities to do the things that you need to do. But are you making the sacrifice? Are you making the sacrifice? Everybody that's here at 10 o'clock on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, that's the sacrifice. Hold God accountable. God, thank you. I sacrificed to do this. Now, God, I've sown. Now I need to reap. Every person that's with us on Tuesday, you take away from your Tuesday to learn. You need to say, now, God, I've sown. Now I need to reap. Why? Because those areas are the areas by which God is creating greatness. What are you sacrificing? Every person that is taking their time to say, I'm going to send something every week to the organization, that sacrifice, hold God accountable for it. For every person that is now, back to what he's saying, you go to that sacrifice and yes, a bookstore for you guys. So you go back to that thing. That's what the great ones do. They create a bookstore for the people. Every one of them have it. So you go back to those things. You go, why have I not moved forward? Why have I not moved to the next level? What have you sacrificed to get there? What have you sacrificed to get there? Well, I sacrificed this. Did you sacrifice it, or did you control what you were doing so that you could make sure you didn't fall? Did you really sacrifice it? Was it a sacrifice? So resurrection means to stand up. Let's go back to your perspective. So your perspective. How do you see yourself? You're not small. You're not insignificant. You are amazing. So that means that your product has to be at the level of who you are. The product has to be at the level of who you are. And when you understand the product being at the level of who you are, then you ask for what the product is worth, which is what God said for you. Your relationship should be at the point of who you are. Ladies, I say this over and over again. I wish I can get to 100,000 ladies. I want to get to, I want 10,000 ladies. Can I do that? Y'all think I can get to 10,000 ladies and share this? Because if they knew what God showed me when it came to women, that's what I think I'm going to do. I have an idea. I'm going to do women's conferences around the country. I'm going to do women's conferences around the country. And it's going to be the truth about being a woman. That's what I'm going to do. Somebody write that down. Not on the screen, on your paper. Everything doesn't have to be on the screen. Okay. So, what do you see? If you have a product, your goal is to have something bigger. You have to now put yourself in a position in that thing where you all offer. You offer who you are. I have a question. Let's just do this while I'm sitting here. If I did a women's conference around the world, just said, look, I'm going to say women's conferences around the country. We're going to do women's conferences and couples conference. How many of you would help me do that? How many of you would help me make that happen? How many of you would start gathering women, advertising, marketing, sending on your line? How many would really buy themselves or dig into that and help us make that happen? Let me check this out right now while I'm sitting here. How many would help us? I got people over here. I got people over there. That's what we're going to do. I believe that's what we need to do. I believe that's what we need to do. Yeah. My clientele is over 85% women. Most so 15%. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Mrs. Dallas. KD. I'm sorry, I'm just messing this thing up. Kendra, come here. That's what we're going to do, guys. Are you busy? It really does. You got pants on. Come here. I wouldn't call you. You know what? You just think I do stuff that. So, you see these people right here? We're going to do a meeting. See all these people right here?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to. I need you to start setting up women's conferences. Just women's conferences.
Okay.
Just nothing. Just we're going to do women's conferences with a team. These are all the people that said they would help.
Okay.
These are all the people that say they would help here. They're all the people that say they're starring here. They say we need to do women's conferences.
Okay.
So we need to plan the schedule for that. I just need you to know that people will help. That I didn't just come up with the top of my head like at the last minute. Don't look at me like that. I don't come up with stuff at the last minute. All right. Tell her about it. I just wanted to say that. I wanted you to say I was excited. When I'm excited, should I just call somebody else? No. Don't you hit me.
You're in the thanks, Apostle.
What? Right. I'm in the vein now. Don't touch me. Your pants torn. They're torn? Or is that the logo? Turn around. Get you, come here. See, that's that thing right there. So I told y'all. See, it's that little part of sacrifice. Sacrifice. Just what is that? Don't worry about that. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do. Women's conferences. We're gonna do those. Yeah. We're gonna do women's conferences. Okay, anyway, so what are you willing to sacrifice? So there are three types of sacrifice. There's the sacrifice that happens without you trying, like somebody lose or something happens. You knew already? I knew you did, Angela. Somebody lose, something happens. There's unconscious sacrifice. You get up, you go do something unconsciously. There's unconscious sacrifice. Then there's planned sacrifice. That means something happened, and you say, "Well, I might as well. I'm gonna just let it go. It should just happen." There's unconscious sacrifice. Then there's planned sacrifice, and the planned sacrifice is in response to something else. Then there's projected sacrifice. Unconscious, planned, projected. Okay, we can unconscious, planned, predictive. We can call it UP, EPP, UPP. Unconscious, planned, and projected. Okay? Unconscious, planned, and projected. So unconscious is something you just do automatically. You get up and go. You get out in the morning and go make breakfast for your family. Unconscious. You know you're tired. You just get up and do it. Planned is in response to something happening. They call you up and say, "We need you to pay this bill, or your lights are gonna go out." So you sacrifice the money that you would use maybe to buy clothes to feel that. Then projected is you want to see something happen. So you say, I'm sacrificing here to produce that. You follow me? And so now what you have to realize is, how do you get that thing done? How do you get that thing put into position? And so when you learn those three levels of sacrifice, you also learn how to move yourself to the next level. You learn how to build yourself, because you know that each day is going to take a level of sacrifice, and it produces a level of growth. The unconscious sacrifice means that you are growing in certain areas. So your unconscious sacrifice puts you in a position that allows you to keep moving without being hindered. Your planned sacrifice means that I will always make the adjustments to respond to the situation that makes life what it needs to be. And then your projected says, I always do something to plan. These are the ways that God does things. These are the ways that God makes things happen. These are the ways that God shows us how things to go. But you got to realize, number one, you got to live. And a lot of us don't live. We are so busy trying to fix everybody else's life, busy trying to tell everybody else how to run their life. We just don't live. Now, everybody got that? Because because it's been really on my heart. If you knew some of the things God showed to me, I wrote a whole dissertation on where we should be and the power that we should be in. But everybody needs to do this. Take a day to transform. Take a day to transform. Everybody write that down. Take a day to change. Take a day to change. Here's how to do it. Stop planning things. Stop sacrificing. Stop being distracted by things. This is not about mom. This is not about dad. This is not about anything. It's about sacrificing to make. Stop sacrificing for them. Stop being distracted. You got to get a day where you're not distracted, and then plan the bigger move. Okay. Y'all saw Apostle Van Zant's book. She gave me 3 books. So Apostle Van Zant, we're going to use her right now. So Apostle Van Zant has 3 books. So within those 3 books, Apostle Van Zant wants her books to be all over the world. So the first thing Apostle Van Zant has to do is write down who she wants to help. See, the one mistake we make when it comes to doing something great is we want to just be great. We don't want to be exact great. We just want to be great. And so we start doing things to be great. And in every place we look for a hunger to be great. And so in that thing, the hunger to be great puts us in a position where we're not great to anybody. But you have to know who you want to change. Hey, Court. You have to know who you want to change. And so when you figure out who you want to change, you go from the establishment of who you want to change, not who you want to make money from, not how much you want to make money, who do you want to change? That's your prayer. Your prayer, people become who you want to change. I know I'm supposed to change women. I know that. I don't know why. I've got 6 sisters. I've got everything that comes out of our family is a girl. And I've got like 2 or 3 male cousins. So I know I'm supposed to be there. I know what he teaches me and what he shows me. I know I'm supposed to be there. I know I'm supposed to change the culture of woman, which means I'm going to change the culture of religion. I know that's what this organization is supposed to do. So that's my prayer. That's my prayer. And that prayer has opened up different things. That's why I am on TikTok at the level I'm on TikTok, because I address a woman's issue. Not because I prayed anyway. I addressed a woman's issue. Every time I address one, 185,000 showed, 2,000 showed, 5,000. Every time I address one. So I know that's my issue. I just came to the conclusion because part of me going, I can't tell women. I'm a man. Why am I trying to tell women? Why am I doing a women's conference? I'm a man. No, that's your thing. So who are you trying to reach, Apostle? Get it down to one person. Get it down to one thing. Who are you trying to reach? So in the process of it, you start dealing with, in the process you deal with, what is the exact thing you're trying to get to? Why? Because that's where God is blessing you, in the seed. You follow me? You get to that. My wife just made some noise. I don't know what she was saying. I heard loud noise. Sorry, guys. This video gonna be gone. I'm gonna delete this video. It's coming off. I'll edit it and do that kind of thing. But that's what you have to realize. So now when you realize that, you find out who that person is, then you figure out who that person, what's the highest level of that person. So let's say Apostle Van Zant says she wants to reach new ministers, new leaders. Yeah. That's who she wants to reach. She wants to reach new leaders. Okay, so she wants to reach new leaders. Now, I'm about to take this. You see me? Okay, Apostle, we ready? We're doing you today. Apostle Van Zant has this book. Okay, everybody sees this book. You see that? That's her book. All right? We'll talk about it later. So Apostle Van Zant says her identity is, I want to reach new leaders. There's a new generation of leaders that are raised up. I want to reach new leaders. I need to do a business. I want to reach new leaders. People that are new pastors and new prophets and new apostles I want to reach new leaders. Okay, so what's the first thing she does? She starts going, I'm going to pray. Great idea. But what's the next thing she does? The next thing she does is get out of her own way, because where she wants to go, she's got to realize she's got to be Christina Van Zant Luster, or Dr. Christina Van Zant Luster. First thing she has to do. Then she has to go to the next level. She goes to colleges. She becomes an instructor in colleges. Yeah, because they're going to ask her for her name and all that kind of stuff. That's why I said that. Not because I want to deny her name. She goes to instructors for colleges. She goes to instructor for Bible schools. So all those things are where new leaders are. So all of a sudden now she makes her way into a position where colleges all over the world are calling, and this becomes a part of their curriculum. Now she's never at home because she's going to those things. Why hasn't Apostle Van Zant done that? Whatever reason she has for not doing that, Those are the places of sacrifice. Why didn't you go to colleges and why did you go to that? Whatever reason it is, and I'm not saying, because I've never asked her this, so I'm not saying that she said this, but I'm going to say this if it were me, hypothetically. I would go, well, I'm not educated enough to do them, and I don't, the college, I didn't go to college, and all these things put us in a position where we don't want to move because we won't sacrifice ourselves. We won't let somebody say no. We won't deal with rejection. We won't deal with someone telling us what to do because everybody told us what to do, hurt our feelings. But we want to get to the next level. And here's what the enemy has done to every single solitary one of us. He's allowed the hurt of our past to stop us from receiving from the one that God actually sent to us. He's allowed Ishmael to hurt us so bad that we reject Isaac. Now, those of you that read the Bible understand that. He's allowed all these things to happen to us to we've established this hard shell. And so when somebody like me comes in and says, do this, you look at the last time that person hurt my feeling, the last time that situation happened, the last time, and you're not willing to sacrifice that thing, that person you became, to become this new person. Not willing to sacrifice. Listen, Uncle Dallas, you got to trust somebody. No, I trusted them. That happened. See, I'm not telling you stuff because I think I'm just making it up because it makes me look good for revelation. I'm telling you stuff that I dealt with myself. I've dealt with myself. Kendra's dealt with it. You have to take this thing from that. Go home. Write down Christine Van Zant Luster, Dr. Christine Van Zant Luster. And that person is the person that God will send somewhere. Go write down Courtney Holmes, LLC. That person will walk. William Nelson Dallas. That'll right. Stop being afraid of the things that you set in your mind that make you, I hated my name. I hated the name William. But if I'm going to come to God, I'm going to come to God because that name William might have taken me someplace, but because I didn't want to use it, it wouldn't go. That name Nikki might have been taken. I have to give God everything, and then I look for the places. Maybe I wouldn't have thought about going to colleges. And what happens is when I pray at the point with Apostle Van Zant, all of a sudden I know somebody in a college that teaches a Bible class. Somebody in the college that has a class. And I sent Apostle Van Zant. Now her books are all over the country because they become a curriculum. Why? Because you knew that God gave it to you. The challenge is you didn't look to the point of great wealth. Yeah, we'll look to start our own college. We'll look to start our own school. But have you looked to the point that what's Harvard University doesn't have an Apostle Van Zant? Have you looked at the fact that Neiman Marcus doesn't have a Courtney Holmes? Sacrifice those places. Please, if I've offended you, please get over it. You've got to be great. What you have put together, Courtney, Apostle, William, Leslie, I can go down the whole list. Michelle, what you have put together, God has created for the world. He didn't make you a prophet into the neighborhood. He made you a prophet to the nations. So what are you willing to sacrifice to be resurrected and to stand up and be what God called you to be? Stop letting this sin. I don't care. Who cares what? Oh my God. Who cares what they call you? I just don't. Who cares? Nobody cares. They care, do you give me the life preserver that saves me? Nobody cares about that stuff. That's why you deal with it with God. Build something. You're supposed to be wealthy. You're supposed to influence the world. But you keep trying to influence, and this is William. You keep trying to influence the people around you, and they look, I got a word. Let me tell you what the Lord showed me. And God goes, who cares? There's 1 million people that are suffering because they don't have what is necessary for them to grow to the next level. But the book is sitting here. It's been here the whole time. The book is sitting here. Let me do it. Nope, not just by yourself. The book is sitting here. This is Apostle. The book is sitting here. Been here the whole time. Got a box of of 7 of them. The book has been sitting here the whole time. But have we taken the book and said, listen, Mr. President, you need to take this book because I believe that the world needs this book. Oh, no. All he can say is no. He can't just, he's not going to search your taxes. He's not going to close down your building. He can just say no. Reach for the greatness. Rise up from the dead mindset, the dead works, the dead thought processes, and get going. Give somebody the book. Give somebody, learn how to sacrifice and project sacrifice. I broke my nail. Learn how to project sacrifice. That's what they do. That's why you go to restaurants and they used to give free meals the first week that they were open. Why? Because I know if I give them a good meal, they're going to come back. That's what every crack dealer in the world has done. They give you some good crack. We'll see you tomorrow. What are you willing to sacrifice to rise? I'm not here to hurt you. I know they hurt you before. I'm not here to steal from you. I know they stole from you before. But here's the difference in me and them. You ready? The difference in me and them is I'm going to stick with you. I'm going to let you stay hurt and disappointed and scared, but I'm going to still be here. I'm going to let you lie and not believe the lie of your life, and I'm going to still be here. When you finally get to the point that you realize there's somebody that has a heart to help you get to the next level, I'm going to still be here. While you don't believe it, I'm going to be here. While you think maybe every time I say something about money, you think I'm packing it back into my $1 million bank and I'm going to drive my Bentley. And when you realize that's not truth, I'm going to be here. Because my sacrifice is to endure what you think is happening to you until you realize that God has given you an access out. When you finally realize that, I'll be here. Be right here. Kendra and I probably be in the same exact place. I made the comment one time to one of the groups. I said, if they gave me $1 billion, you would see this still scene. The only difference is the shirt will be nicer. That'll be it. What are you willing to sacrifice? Rise up. Stand up. And reach for the heights. Stop taking mediocre men because you're living around the same man and he has that. Stop looking for a man because they have a nice body. Does he have a nice mind? Does he have the Spirit of God? Stop trying to figure out whether he's young or old because you feel like that you've categorized young men because the young men you dealt with were immature, but you never realize that every man is not the same man. There are some men that are different. Stop determining you don't want an older man because you think he's going to be old and he's going to die in the next couple of years when you understand that they're older men and time is not set by the society. Time is set by God. Stop trying to determine whether I can have a kid after a certain age or not because, oh my God, I'm getting too old for have children. Please be quiet. Your body only does what God tells your body to do. There's some women that are now 20 and 30 years old that would love to have a child, can't have a child. But according to you, they should have a child. And then there are women that are 40 and 50 that are having children and they can have children. Your body is not determined by what they told you about it. They don't know your body. Number one. Number two, women. Your body is directly connected to God. And if you've not allowed that connection to take place, you need to allow it to take place. You don't get, age is not your number. Age is not your detriment. Age is not your description. All you have to do is realize that you are greater than what you've allowed yourself to be because you have all the insecurities and all the broken pieces, and all those pieces have created a person that's not you. Let's create a person that's not you. It takes, per month, guys, per month, it takes, I'm going to just say thousands of dollars without going to exact numbers to do what we do. Out of pocket. There is not enough of you giving at a level that you give to offset that. We need about 25,000 more people in the midterm group doing something. But it's going to be out of pocket. And I'm going to be here. Because I'm going to make whatever adjustments I need to make to be here. Because my job is to help. My job is not to hinder. What is your job? What are you called to do? Who are you called to change? Who you call to make their life easier? Who are you willing to sacrifice for? Your children? He's 40 years old. Let him go. He'll get over. He'll get through it. So I go on in that passage in the 11th chapter of, I think it's John 11th chapter. I have it written down somewhere. And Lazarus, he says, Lazarus, come forth. He spoke a name that was exactly Lazarus. And when he spoke forth to Lazarus, everybody that named Lazarus came forth. But he had to make sure that he unbound the one that he was talking to. Loose him and set him free. He didn't say loose him and let him walk. He said loose him and set him free. I'm attempting to set you free. I'm attempting to set you free. Now, we're doing the women's conference. We'll have that information done by the end of the week. And we're talking about a couple days. I got Leslie on it, I have Jessica on it. I'm probably going to have to bring Angela in because I think Angela has a little bit more, a little bit insight she wants to bring to it. But we do that. We're putting together a store inside of the website. So if you have products, we'll go through your products and people can go to the store and get your products. We're going to advertise those products because the more products that are moved, the more time they spend on the website, the more time they spend with us. That just makes sense. Okay. Now, my mother-in-law is in town. My wife wants to get something to eat or wants to feed me. And that's where I am right now. I appreciate everybody for showing up. I appreciate for everybody doing that. If you have any questions, I will come and spend some time. You know what? This is what we're going to do. We're going to start doing this. We're going to start doing this. If you want to come and... Now, let me just do it this way. I do it this way. This is a whole lot easier and it keeps me from having to worry about that. Okay. We are going to do a question and answer on the Google Meet. We did it the other day that about 6 people showed up and they enjoyed it. But it's going to be from 11 to 11:30. We went a little long because there's only about 6 of us. If you want to have if you have questions, you want to meet us in the Google Meet, let me know right now. If you don't have questions, I'm gonna go eat some breakfast, get my day started, and start working me and the team. No questions? Good. No questions? Good. No questions? What you wild about, Angela? No questions? No questions. Okay. Okay. So this is it. This is it. This is it. All right? Okay. By nature, I stay on TikTok for a minute or two to make sure, because TikTok, they always have the questions in the thing. But that's it. All right, guys. All right. I love you guys so very much. I appreciate you for everything that you guys are doing. I appreciate you for being here and being a part of what we're doing. So let me check it again. No questions, no questions, no questions. So you will see us. Today is Wednesday, again on Friday. I pray by Friday. Miss Angela, I'm going to give you a call. Email me your phone number right now, AJ, and we'll go from there. All right? All right? All right. I've checked everything out. Yeah, we're going to have I'm going to get Apostle Van Zandt to do it too. Well, we're going to have something called chapter training. That's where we will take the chapters of our book and we'll train them. So each of you that brings books in, be willing to do chapter training with those books, and we'll let you know about that. We're going to come up with that. Okay? We're going to come up with that. Okay? All right. Any questions, comments, concerns? All right. I love you. I'm Uncle Dallas. This has been the Higher Standards Organization. I'm going to eat some lunch. I love y'all. Peace.